Alright, we get that going. Alright, so how's it going, everybody? Millennials lead the way. We're back here with another update. Uh, 1 second. I gotta put my charger on real quick. Alright. We're bringing you guys this third quarter update real quick. Yeah, this is around the time I usually do the third quarter. So, as you guys can see, a lot of changes, man. A lot of changes have been going on. We got some pretty nice appreciation that took place sometime in October, and we'll go over that here a bit later. But usually, what I say on my updates is I focus on 4 principles, and that's becoming and staying 100% debt free, establishing your emergency fund of 3 to 6 months if you're like a young single Thundercat, and if you're like married with a spouse and children, you should have no less than like 6 months to a year worth of savings. Next thing you're going to do, and probably one of the most important things, is increase your income, right? That's extremely important, especially early on in your career. And then last but not least, you want to increase your savings rate, or at the bare minimum, maintain a high one, right? If you can't increase it all the time, that's understandable. But you at least want to try to maintain one, at least, I don't know, maybe like 15, maybe 20%. 50% if you can. I know it's possible, but, 15 is reasonable, right? 20% is like reasonable. So again, get out of debt, stay out of debt, get your emergency fund, increase your income, and increase or maintain a high savings rate. With that being said, let's get into the update. So I've been with this company for, I would say, should be over 4 years next month. And I've seen quite a few changes, man. Quite a few changes with this company. I'm very satisfied. I have the utmost confidence that these guys will become a major player in the future. And I look forward to seeing my account grow, right? But over here, my account is now worth 144. I think the last update I did, it was like, I don't know, I got to look at where I was now, but net returns to date is 36,000. I'm at the premium account level, and my investing plan is the Balance Investing Plus. I'm still on the edge on whether I want to stay with the balance or go long term. And we'll talk more about that when we go over performance. But I'm looking at staying balanced, right? I'm looking at staying balanced. If we look more closely at the returns just for 2021 alone, right, we're looking at $3,000 in dividends, 13,000 in appreciation, and 0 advisory fees for this year, leaving us with $16,000 for the year, which is, gosh, I don't know, man. Like, I rarely log into this account, but every time I do, man, like, when I see this, it's motivating. All time, we're looking at 15,000 in dividends. Appreciation is 21,000, which is, this is what some of y'all are doing on these homes, right? That y'all owe. And then advisory fees is 200, and we're looking at that gives us the 36,000 right here. The chart is starting to form together pretty nice, right? You get that good upward motion going, and that's mainly due to my savings rate, dividends that are paid, and then obviously the appreciation also. Oh, and actually, yeah, we got dividends, so we'll hit that up real quick so I can show you guys what that do. So usually every update, I usually go back to the beginning just to show you guys what time it was, right? In 2018, I got $200. That was nice, right? And then stepped up my game, as you guys know, from my very first video I did with Fundrise, which that's the only video I recommend you guys watch on my channel. The rest of them, they don't necessarily matter. They're more for me than they are for anybody else. But the first video explains why I got into Fundrise. but threw some more money in there, and I've been receiving close to $1,000 every quarter, right? Uh, Hit over 1,000 for a while, and then of course we had the COVID-19 hop in there. Things got a little shaky, but Fundrise came through, right? It came through. I know some companies, or a lot of companies actually, that didn't. I think what's that other real estate one that went bankrupt? Um, there was a YouTuber that did a video on it. Man, it was crap. Rich Uncles, that's what it was. Rich Uncles, I think, went under. They 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 changed their name, right? They changed it to something else, which is kind of strange. But let's see. But we started recovering in 2021, and now I just hit the $1,000 mark again. So we're still recovering, right? I think this recovery is going to last for the next 2-3 years, right? I don't think we're back to normal quite yet, right? Even though I'm back to $1,000, it doesn't mean we're back to normal. I'm at $1,000 because I continue to put money in the account, so not because we're back to normal. Go back to everything. More acquisitions. So far, I'm at 235 active projects. Again, me personally, I'm not going in playing musical chairs with these e-REITs and e-funds. I let the professionals here at Fundrise do that for me, right? This is the main purpose of Fundrise, right? I focus on hiring the right people to manage my money rather than me trying to do it all myself. Because I try to focus on my current career, which is I'm in the military, so I don't necessarily have as much time, especially being like a platoon sergeant and stuff. I don't have much time, man, to do all this stuff. So let's go to performance. All right, my favorite page. So usually every time I come to this page, I have to remind people a little bit about percentages, right? Because it never fails that I get somebody in the comment section that says, that claims to make 8,000% on some random investment in the market, right? And as I always say on every update, whatever percentage of nothing is still nothing, right? So regardless of what you think you're making, chances are it doesn't matter because it's probably chump change you're investing. So, and what I mean by this is like percentages. So, which by the way, man, these percentages just for this year alone, man, is like 13,000. I'm not sorry, 13%, which is very good, man. Like it's extremely good, man, for the risk that I'm taking. It's really good, man. I'm a long term investor, and to see this early on, right? I've only been with the company for 4 years, and I'm already seeing 13%, which is another unfortunate trend that's been going around in my generation. We all like to get things quick, right? And you gotta understand, man, Fundrise is a long term investment, right? That's why I tell you guys to increase your income and increase your savings rate. The faster you can get the money in, the more time it has for compounding. But as far as percentages go, what's important is, and what I mean by like 8% of, let's see what I had in 2019. I had 98,000, right? So 8% and 3%, right? So you would probably think that I would have more here because it's a higher percentage. But it's wrong because I have more in 2021 than I had in 2019. And let me show you guys. And this is why I say percentages don't matter, because chances are you have chump change anyway. So, right, so again, 8.2, 7.4, 9,000, 7,000. Right? I have a lower percentage, but I had less money in 2019 than I do in 2021, right? So, for whoever is claiming to make unrealistic returns, chances are it doesn't matter if you have chump change in the account. I don't say this to degrade anybody or make anybody feel like crap. I just don't want the rest of the sheep to start following everybody off the cliff. All right. Speaking of third quarter, yeah, you see that, man. Almost 10 grand, which is insane. Um, you know, I was on leave when I saw this, and I had just came back from PT, bro, and like just happened to log into my account, man, and I saw this, and no shit, I thought it was like a mistake. I don't think I'm the only one that thought that, but yeah, that's insane, man. Which makes me like I'm wondering what fourth quarter is gonna be because usually I don't see like that huge increase until like December time frame. But as we all know, this year's a little different, right? So, but yeah, man, that was almost 10 grand just in one quarter, man. That was just, you know, I think when I started this year, I thought I would barely hit 150. I'm confident I'm gonna hit 150, but depending on what fourth quarter does, it may be like 160, 170. To be honest with you, and we'll go over that here in a bit. But let me bust open this chart real quick. Yeah, so you can see my returns from starting in 2017. It was a partial year. And then we got 2018, 2019, 2020. The funny thing is, yeah, I look at some other Fundrise videos sometimes, and I think I got the lowest return. Like I'm seeing people with like 27%, just something. I'm like, but again, it all depends on when you started, and let me tell you something. Zeros hurt, right? I learned that in college, man. You get like a D in a class, you can forget about your GPA, man, because it just completely wrecks it. But I think over time, my portfolio will end up doing better. But the majority of my growth, so the majority of that $9,000. Hold on, let me go to this older chart. I think I can show it better in this one. So yeah, in third quarter, the majority of my growth came from like the OGs, right? The ones I've been with from the start, right? So let's go to the cash amount. All right, so you can see like, I made just in that third quarter, I made 1,300, 22, 25, right? 200, 200. That this is like normal. This was like normal. Um, this was unexpected. Balance was unexpected, and of course, interval fund was unexpected, right? So that's another grand, right? So like my account was pumping it out, man. Like it was nuts. And then so far today, I'm at 206. So and I think that's beginning of October. I think that started. Fourth quarter started. So yeah, man. So yeah, the big money came from the OGs right here. But here's why I think I'm gonna get the biggest return. It's from this Fundrise E fund, right? So right now this looks like a sleeper, right? It looks like a sleeper, but I think this one is only updated semi-annually. So I think it's only updated twice a year. Once happened in what was that, June? The next one should be in December. So if we continue to trend of what happened in third quarter, especially where a lot of these properties are located, right? A lot of these are this opportunistic one. So a lot of these are in some inflated cities, right? LA, Atlanta, um, DC, just something crazy. So I can only imagine, right? what the NAV price is going to be. I'm making a guess that it's going to say 20 or 25 per share. Right? That's what I'm making my guess at. If this thing hits 20, I should hit 170 this year. But I would say minimum 15. At the most, I'm saying 25. But we'll see. And then again, going back to the percentages. So, and again, like I was saying, man, like you may see somebody with 29%, but 29% of $10 in your account, come on, all right? 27% of like a little bit of money is still, chump change. But it's you guys got to get those percentages down, man. It always kills me when you guys do that. But we'll go back to this chart. Yeah, again, so and it looks like a new threshold hit my account, which means this leads me to believe I'm definitely gonna hit 200,000 next year, right? So again, I'm thinking that the E fund or the Fundrise E fund is gonna hit maybe $20, maybe 25 at the most. Watch it hit 30 or something, but if it does, I should be at like 170 come December 31st. So, or who knows? Maybe it just drops. Maybe it goes to 6. I don't know. But we'll see, man. We'll bust this open so you guys can see what's going on in the account as well. And if you guys want to pause it, you can. But again, man, I'm not the average Fundrise reviewer on YouTube, I guess. I'm actually serious about my financial independence. And I understand that if I want something later on, I'm going to have to, you know, put some real money towards it. So, I remember when I first started, I was saying when my account makes more than I put in on a yearly basis, I'll start putting more in. I'm not going to do that just yet because I don't think this is a. And who knows, man? I don't know. It's too early to tell. If Fundrise does this again next year, I'll consider increasing the amount I'm putting in. But until then, uh, probably next year too, I'm probably just gonna put 12,000 and call it a day. But yeah, I'm definitely making more than I'm putting in at this point. And as you guys can see, the appreciation alone, dividends, I'm probably gonna end up. No, actually, I should be more than this. Just a little more than this. Maybe I might crack 4,000 again. I'm not sure. Speaking of dividends, man, this is why I'm telling y'all, bro. Like, y'all dividend dudes out here chasing the lowest return, paying the most in taxes, right? It's about long term, right? It's about appreciation. So, and for anybody that was wondering, this is my future of real estate. I personally don't ever think I'm gonna take out a mortgage. I think that's outdated, and I think people that are in debt will ultimately be left without a chair. At the end of the day, because we are in a game of musical chairs right now, and usually when the music stops, somebody's left holding a lot of liabilities. So I don't really do the whole retirement account stuff. I don't do the mortgage crap because we have technology like Fundrise where I can still benefit from real estate and not actually be liable for any of it. So this is how I see my future, and looking at these numbers, 10, 15 years from now, when this says 30,000, maybe 50,000 in one quarter, um, who knows? Maybe it might change everybody else's perspective. But for now, we're still gonna keep going along and see what happens. Uh, redemption discounts. I don't take anything from this account. If you guys haven't noticed, I don't plan on taking anything from this account at all, really. I treat this account as if it was another pension, right? So I got about 8 more years in the army, and I'll get my pension. And hopefully by that time, I got at least a million, 1.3 in here, and then I got another million in Wealthfront. So, but we'll see, man. It takes a lot of patience. It takes discipline, and it requires me to stay out of debt, like I always tell you guys. But let's go over here to this portfolio, man. I don't know where we're at on time in this, so I'm gonna try to push through this real quick. You can see some of my positions right here. Again, this is my largest position. Um, Cost basis for a lot of these, right, is 12,000, and that's because, man, like I've been putting in money early, right? I put in, I was putting in work in 2017, and I was going in, right? I took risks that probably you guys definitely shouldn't take. Most people watching right now, right? I don't think you guys should have this much in there, unless you're willing to take the risk. But I don't even think Fundrise says you should have that much in there. But we'll see what happens, right? That's why I make these videos, so you guys can watch. But there was something I wanted to go over. Interval fund. The majority of my cash is still going in this interval fund that I've noticed. Recently, it's been going to, so I do just the automatic uh, deposits, about $500 every 2 weeks, and it was just going to interval. The majority goes to interval, and I think the rest was going to like balanced E-REIT too. But now it's going to the Fundrise E fund, which again, I I don't know. It's just a feeling. I think this one is going to just be insane, right? I'm probably just gonna wake up New Year's Eve, and my account's probably gonna say something insane. So, I'm motivated about that. We'll see what happens. I don't think a lot of people have this. I think a lot of people opted out of this. All y'all scared of them K1 forms, man. All y'all, man. So it's like I don't even think people can get to this now because you got to be like advanced now to get these more advanced strategies. So I got like 22% dedicated to that. So we'll see what happens, man. Still sitting at 235 projects. I don't go too much into these, right? I'm not going to open any of these, and I'm not going to talk too much about the premium account level, because I do believe that there needs to be some stuff just needs to be like, held back because, quite frankly, if you're not willing to take the risk, then what do you want to know what happens in that type of account? So, yeah, I'm not one for doing that. Transactions. I don't think I want to open these up because it might show something. Actually, I don't think it might show anything. Yeah, so you guys can see where the dividends came from right here. Jeez, that's a long list. All right, this is about it right here. So, and this is why I don't do my own taxes either, man. I have no problem hiring professionals that specialize in specific fields. I get it. Everybody wants to do it themselves nowadays, but I ain't got that type of time. So, I can see my CPA right now. Man. Every time I come to him, he's just like, "What the?" Right? I'm only 29. That's probably why you're looking at me crazy. I think that's about it, man. Oh no, actually, hey, let's touch on this real quick. So I changed the goal. I think the last thing I had on here was the income one, and I switched it to the growth one, right? The build wealth one, because that's how I see this, right? And there's no way I'm going to switch to supplemental because the goal is to keep my tax bill low, while increasing my income. And to do that, I don't need any extra unnecessary income. So if I'm gonna increase my income, it's gonna be through my job, not through like these alternate investments. So I realized that I wanted to keep the balance plan because looking at what I'm getting paid now, if I have like say I have $1 million in this 1.3, right, which it said I should have it by 2041. I think I'm gonna have it way before then, right? But let's say it's paying me out like $15,000 a quarter, or yeah, that sounds about right. Like 15,000 like a quarter. Um, that's more than enough, right? Because this isn't my only investment, right? I got like wealth fund that's probably gonna be paying out stuff, and I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like these tax laws aren't gonna get more crazy. I'm not gonna pretend that the rest of y'all won't keep voting for presidents that will tell you they're gonna make your student loans disappear, and they never talk about it again. So that's gonna keep happening, right? You guys are gonna keep voting for people because you think it's gonna help you take a shortcut, and all they're gonna do is increase taxes and everything else. So I think the balanced one will be a good mixture of growth and a little bit of dividends. I don't need a lot. I just need a little bit, right? So by a little bit, I mean 5 to 10,000 per quarter, right? I don't need nothing crazy like 20 grand, right? Because man, dude, I'm gonna be paying so much in taxes. So this chart though is kind of weird because it hasn't necessarily moved. I think I'm gonna wait for a little more. I'm gonna wait like 3 more months to see if it moves, but it just stays like this the whole time. So I don't know what's wrong with it. Maybe I'm tripping, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, man, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. I'm 11% away from my goal. Still got quite a few years left to get there, but you know, slow and steady is the way. I think that was about it, man. It's weird every time I do these videos. There is more I want to say, but I usually forget it by the time I hit the play button, which means it probably wasn't that important to begin with. Um, so yeah, man, I think that's all I got. I'll probably put some cool articles down at the bottom for you guys to review. Oh, also, if you guys haven't been looking at Fundrise new newsletter, I think it's called The Distance. Let me see if it's on here. I don't know if it's on here. It might be on here. Um, nah, I don't think it's on here. Yeah, it is right here. Good stuff, man. Good stuff right here. If you guys aren't subscribed to this, definitely subscribe to that. Right? I think weekly, every week they'll send out a new letter to you guys. Right? And I think this week they talked about risk and what type of risk am I taking and willing to take. As far as that, as far as my risk, um, I think the most risk I'm taking now is being a paratrooper, jumping out of planes, bro. I don't think the risks get more dangerous than that, my guy. But as far as investments, I think I take pretty calculated risk, right? I don't want to be too diversified, which I think is another huge risk I can end up doing. There is one more investment that I am thinking of doing though, and it's right here. It's Yield Street. I've been still doing research into it. It's primarily for accredited investors, but they have one. They got something. It's called the Prism Fund, and that's for people that's not accredited, and you can invest in it. I think it's like $500 just to get in there. Here it is right here. always open. It's about 500 bucks to get in there, and I think it says it pays out like a 8%. Yep. So, um, if any of you guys have been doing YouTube channels on this, hit me up. I'll review it and just so I can see what it looks like inside. But I was gonna do start engine, but I realized that would take way too much of my time. And listen, no, not happening. So, and I don't think start engine is it doesn't it's no different than Wealthfront, right? As far as like public stock market or IPO, which is even more riskier than Fundrise if we think about it. And again, I'm trying to manage my risk. I'm not trying to take unnecessary risk, if that makes any sense. So, as far as risk, dealing with the new newsletter, I think I'm pretty comfortable with the risk I'm dealing right now. So, yeah, I think that's about all I got, man. So, if you guys got any questions on Fundrise, hit up their frequently asked questions in the help center. If you have any questions about myself, what it is that I'm doing, feel free to ask in the comment section below. Other than that, I'll see you guys next quarter, which I think I'll probably do another one. Um, I think I'll either do one on the 31st of December or probably sometime in January, right? Depending on what I'm doing, where I'm at, I'll probably do something maybe early, mid January. So until then, man, millennials lead the way.